Hey guys, I'm surprised I'm not coming on here cussing. I've got this GoPro 5 and I guess it doesn't understand my dialect or my accent or whatever, and it keeps doing these funky things when I tell it to start recording. So we were having a little episode before the video started. Yeah, it's still Memorial Day weekend or Memorial Weekend. Still raining outside. I really wished I was outside doing some stuff. I need to catch up in the garden, but it is what it is. Can't change the weather. Lord knows we'll need it probably come real summer. So anyway, gives me time to catch up on a bunch of videos I've got to do. I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got slingshot, Eno hammock, sleeping bags, weather station. I've got a ton of stuff, as you can see, and what you can't see behind the camera, that I really need to get done. So anyway, it is what it is, and I want to do a video today on, believe it or not, boots. Work boots, everyday boots. I have just always been a boot fan all of my life. Cowboy boots and work boots. I have worn tennis shoes, some. I recently had a condition called plantar fasciitis, which is, if anybody has it, you know how bad that damn stuff hurts. And that really is helped by, believe it or not, wearing a higher heeled type of shoe. And tennis shoes, no matter how comfortable, they just did not seem to help. So anyway, went back after that episode. I've been wearing cowboy boots for a while. Wore a couple of pairs of those out. Used to wear logger boots a lot. Love logger boots. I've been wearing logger boots since Herman Survivors were the in thing in high school in 1980. So anyway, great boot, heavy. I think each of them weighed about 8 pounds or so. But anyway, so I actually got an opportunity today. I had worn out a couple of pairs of boots. It was time to restock. I got the great opportunity to get 2 pairs on a really good price. So I bought them, and they're almost brand new. I haven't worn each of them but maybe once or twice each. So they look presentable on camera. Here's a pair. This is a pair of Corcoran. These are actually military boots. As you can tell, they're worn down pretty bad. They've held out for a long time. I've had these boots maybe 3 years. As you can see, the heel's getting worn on them pretty bad. They're all leather. They are American made. I only buy American made products if I possibly can. Boots are one of those things. It takes a little while to try and find American brands, and some of them can be deceiving, and I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. But I try and buy all American as much as possible, support our own interest. Anyway, Corcoran, great boot. They've gone up a lot since I first bought this pair. I think I paid $80 for this pair years and years and years ago. Now they're about $100. Great boot. They're a combat boot. They do not have a high heel on them. As you can see, they're a lower heel, so it doesn't really help my foot as much. But they've held out fantastic. They've held up, and these, as you can tell, I don't wear anymore as work boots or everyday boots to work. These are in the field, around the house kind of boots. So anyway, enough with that. Like I said, I am a fan of logger style boots. So as you can see, the heel is very exaggerated on these. No, it's not uncomfortable. In fact, it's probably one of the most comfortable style of boots that I wear. I love them. They're great for, I wear them every day to work at a blue-collar job. I'm sorry, in a white-collar job. What was I thinking? Around the office. These would be perfect for blue-collar type jobs, white-collar type jobs, any kind of job. These boots are awesome. They are they're specifically designed for the logging industry. That's my dog barking at somebody that's probably not there. They are designed for logging industry, fire industry. The heel is high so that it digs into the dirt better. That's really specifically what they're for. Gripping, etc. But like I said, the high heel really does make it a very comfortable boot for me. Now, they're probably not for everybody, but they are for me. I tend to go for heavy leather non-synthetic type boots. Leather always wears the best. I've always had the best luck with those. U.S. made. There are tons of different brands out there. The two that I've got today are actually a pair of Carolina boots and then a pair of Danner boots. Basically, these are the standard loggers for each company. They don't have steel toes. I don't need steel toes. But you can get them in steel toes. Not much more expensive. Probably really no difference other than the toe. These are very heavy leather. These are like 8-ounce leather, and I think this is 8 and 9-ounce leather in some areas. Both of these are made in the U.S. Danner, I'm a little bit more sure of the Danner name and it being made in Pennsylvania, I think. Wherever. Let's see here. Anyway, all handmade. Lots of videos on them. First pair I've ever had, and I will tell you, these things are like bedroom slippers. I love them. I absolutely love them. These are Carolina boots, made in the U.S. Most of them. I think this is a U.S. pair. In some situations, I believe some of these are made in Argentina, but I think this is a U.S. pair made. So I'm not going to testify 100%. I thought they were when I got them, but anyway, they're a great looking pair of boots, and I was at least trying. So a little different. These are, like I said, these are Carolina. These are Danner. These are a little more utilitarian. They are not quite the comfort level as the Danners are right out of the box. These Danners, and these actually don't really have any lining, as you can tell. They're pretty much rough out leather on the inside, which in some ways is a good thing. These Danners do have a number of little linings and stuff in them, as you can tell. And a lot of times that's where you start to catch your tears and it starts to wear, etc. So I'm really interested in seeing how this goes. I am particularly rough on boots. I have some kind of weird gait, canter, step out deal where I rub the heel down on the outside edge. It's I forget what they call it, but anyway, I'll wear heels pretty bad, pretty fast. So that's, you know, I'm pretty tough on boots, along with everything I do. I kick stuff and everything else. Back real quick to the leather. Some of the lesser name boots out there and some of the cheaper boots, they'll only use, say, like a 6-ounce leather or so, and that's not a big deal until you start getting into an extreme wear situation or you've had them for a long time. And then, so you can see just with the few break-ins on this one, you can't see them on these Danners, but on these, you can start to see the crease form, and that's usually just from the bending. The fibers there will start to tear, and it'll start to crease pretty bad. And if it's the thinner leather, it tends to wear out faster there. The thing is, though, with boots, take care of them. I mean, oil them well. I've got a couple of saddle dressings that I use on my boots occasionally. Neat's foot oil. But Neat's foot oil will make the leather a little bit floppier. There's a number of good products. Snow Seal. A lot of people use Snow Seal. I've never used it. I thought about it because it weather seals these a lot better than other stuff. Some people, believe it or not, use wax toilet bowl ring wax on them. Number of videos on that. I don't know how I feel about that because that's a heavy wax product, and what will happen is that wax will dry out your boot. So when you dry out leather, that's when it starts to crack really bad. So I'm on the fence on that. I don't know if I'm going to try it or not. I'm probably going to continue with what I have. There's a lot of stuff out there. Just take care of the boots. Occasionally, you know, take them, wash them down, scrub them down, and then rub your protectant preservative on them and stuff. So anyway, One of the other things is both of these are what you call a top stitch boot, and you'll notice top stitch, this stitching runs around the top, hence top stitch. Upper stitch, I think, or whatever. So top stitch. That means this is a rebuildable boot. When you get to the point you've got to have new soles put on, then they basically go in here and cut these stitches and put a new sole on it. I do that with some of my boots. These, I hope the uppers last long enough to do that. I'm sure they will. So, in some cases, like Danner will rebuild these boots and resole them, and it's $150 or $60 to do it. But they're like a brand new boot. The problem is, I didn't even pay this much for these boots brand new. So, it really comes into question if for rebuildable boots, if you put that much money in them or buy a new pair. Now, I'm lucky that here in town we've got a cobbler that I can get resoles. Something like this would probably cost me $60 or so. So it would be economical for me to resole these. The last couple minutes here, I will talk about, these are affordable boots. I think I paid like $110, and those were supposed to be $149. I got these super deals on them. Search the internet, you can find them. These are not white boots. That's a name brand. That's the top name brand, one of the top. There's Ned's Hot Shot boots. Those boots are, you're looking at starting out at about $500 a pair, and you can quickly go to $700 a pair. I don't need that high quality of boot. I don't know if I would use that high quality of boot for what it's used for. There's a lot to be said about the soles and stuff, but honestly, for that amount of money, I don't feel like that extra 10% that I'm getting out of those boots is any more than I need that I'm getting out of these. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So in that instance, I would love to have the money someday to go out and maybe look at a pair of those boots. Chippewa are not quite as expensive. They're handmade U.S., but they're still $300 plus. And you have to watch those too. There's some that are foreign made and some that are U.S. made. So I have yet to invest in $700 pair of boots, $500 pair of boots, when these boots do exactly what I need. And I will, since I've got two pairs now, you're never supposed to wear your boots, for days in a row, which I do all the time. The moisture gets in there and causes them to, funky things to happen. So, I've got two pair now, so I'm going to switch out like I'm supposed to. So I'll wear one pair a couple of days and the other pair a couple of days, and I'll put in a really good insole. That makes all the difference in the world. And so from that standpoint, these boots I'm probably looking at least 3 plus 4 years of wear just in these two pairs of boots, which would be awesome for the money I've got in them. I know that's pretty general, but I know it's that time of year. We've all got to start looking at boots. That's my take on it. Be sure to look at my channel, Mojo Redneck Review. Also, Mojo Redneck Review at gmail.com if you got any questions. I enjoy doing these videos. I hope they're informative. I know they're a little bit on the abstract 50,000 foot view, but there's plenty of other videos if I catch your interest that you can go in and get more details on. So with that being said, I just hit my timer. It's time for me to go, and I will see you. Looking forward to putting more videos on there. If you got any questions, like I said, email me. Please do links, like me, whatever, get the word out, and I certainly do appreciate it. So signing out. GoPro, stop recording.